Caves are already dark, claustrophobic, and full of creepy crawlies. But what else could possibly be hiding in those deep, dark depths? Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest cave mysteries that will freak you out. For this list, we're looking at caves entrenched in so much macabre history and supernatural lore that it'll make you think twice about going spelunking. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Gough's Cave, Somerset, England. These days, this cave is used to age delicious cheddar cheese. Perfectly normal. But that's not the kind of food that used to be kept in Gough's Cave. In 1903, explorers discovered the body of a man dating back to 7150 BC. Besides showing signs of a bone infection, there's also evidence he died a violent death and was eaten.
So we suspect that what they were doing, it was to meticulously removing every single soft tissue from the skull.
Up to 7 other bodies were also found cannibalized. That's right, people used to be the food of choice hoarded away in Gough's Cave. Not the usual wine and dine accompaniment.
This also suggests that the cannibalistic act was actually part of a ritualistic cannibalism.
Number 9. Krubra Cave, Abkhazia, Georgia.
This is it. You're having a laugh. Breathe now.
Imagine a bottomless pit. Now imagine what kinds of things might live inside its pitch-black, freezing depths. That's Krubra Cave. The longest and farthest expedition into the cave's tunnel system took about 4 weeks and reached 6,600 feet below the surface. And yet there's more of the cave left to explore. If the idea of a cave of unimaginable depths isn't enough to freak you out, maybe its inhabitants are. At its deepest explored depths, explorers found endemic species of insects, spiders, and other arthropods living inside the cave. That is, species that exist only inside this cave system.
This is Scutagera, or the long-legged centipede. I think there's another one on the other side of the rock as well, so I'm being very careful about how I handle this.
And considering they have yet to reach the bottom, it means we don't know what else could be living down there. Number 8. The Cave of Cybele, Naples, Italy. It's always nice to have a tour guide to show you where you're going and teach you neat little facts. Except, of course, if you're in Cybele Cave and your tour guide is a priestess, because that means you're dead. While there are many caves around the world that claim to be entrances to the underworld, for most of them you end up on the other side by mistake. According to lore, not only does this cave have an otherworldly guide that will bring you there, you're already doomed the moment you step foot inside. Well, definitely saves the trouble of bringing a map.
Oh, you know what slipped my mind? You'll be dead before you can get to her. That's not a problem, is it?
Number 7. Kabayan Mummy Burial Caves, Kabayan, Philippines. Anyone who's seen the Mummy movie franchise or heard about Tutankhamun's tomb knows how one mummy can royally mess up your day. Now, imagine an entire cave of mummies. Luckily, the fire mummies of the burial caves don't have any specific lore about curses placed upon those who disturb them. But there has to be some bad mojo for those who disrespect the dead. The caves were discovered when logging began in the area, and the burial site fell victim to pillaging and vandalism. How someone's first thought upon entering a cave full of preserved human bodies is to loot it is a mystery in itself. Thankfully, the caves are now a protected site.
Few outsiders ventured to this forbidding region. So many questions remain unanswered.
Number 6. Cave of the Winds, Colorado, USA. Located just off Highway 24, this cave has daily tours and even features a ride called the Pterodactyl.
I am leaning a lot forward. Let's pray to God.
And also ghosts. There are ghosts.
I see dead people.
One team of paranormal investigators was just setting up for the night when they started catching strange phenomena. Growls, floating spirit orbs, and unexplained lights were just a few of the things caught on film. Other visitors have reported hearing whispers in the dark and having their clothes tugged on by unseen forces.
And that's when I heard this woman say, I'm coming out the wall.
Management now invites paranormal teams to come investigate. While tour guides provide folklore and ghost stories about the area, it's otherwise unknown what exactly could be haunting the depths of this tourist attraction.
There were dark forces there, and they were warning us not to go any further.
Number 5. The Bell Witch Cave, Tennessee, USA. Some properties should really come with warnings before you buy them. Like, for example, the hot water heater needs to be changed every 5 years. Or there's a witch that lives in a cave behind the shed. Sometimes a heads up would be nice. Not to be confused with the Blair Witch. The Bell Witch terrorized the Bell family back in 1817.
We have been granted unprecedented access to investigate the Bell Witch Cave, where it is said a homicidal evil spirit still resides.
It's said that once the family left the property, the Bell Witch returned underground to her cave. However, acting as the world's scariest landlord, the witch still considers the property to be hers, and it's rumored that anyone who steps foot on the land will incur her wrath.
The meters are going crazy.
Are you doing this on purpose?
Number 4. The Killing Caves, Phnom Sampho, Cambodia. There's something about graveyards and places where tragedies have occurred. It leaves an unease in the air that lasts for decades. Instead of becoming places to avoid, however, they somehow become tourist attractions. The Killing Caves were used by Cambodia's Khmer Rouge Communist Party in the 1970s as an execution ground. Victims would be killed above the cave's skylight opening and then tossed into the cavern below. As such, the cave was filled with bodies and torture devices, the remains of which can still be seen today. Chicken wire and piles of bones in glass displays make for a chilling reminder of the Khmer Rouge's atrocities. Number 3. The Hellfire Caves, Buckinghamshire, England. Hearing that these caves were built by an aristocrat named Sir Francis Dashwood, you might think they'd have a fancy old English study vibe. The problem is that Dashwood remodeled it for his Hellfire Club, which rumors associated with black magic. Historically, it's not exactly clear what the Hellfire Club did at their meetings inside the caves. Whatever they did, though, seems to have left behind some dark residue.
Hellfire clubs were notorious, thought to be the home of sexual rites, orgies, abuse of alcohol, and Satanism.
Visitors report hearing strange echoes, seeing apparitions, and feeling an ever-increasing sense of dread the further they go into the caves.
What's interesting is that we capture a voice on the digital recorder that's wedged into the entrance to the same cave that we hear the voice coming from. Is it saying Hellfire? You decide.
Perhaps something the club summoned back in the mid-1700s is still roaming the tunnels, and ancient demons, much like fine wine, only get stronger with age.
So all the ingredients are right for there to be a ghost down there. And I think people like to believe that, and if there is, there is, and if there's not, there's not. But I think it's exactly the right sort of place to find a ghost.
Number 2. The Devil's Hole, New York, USA. If a cave is said to be the home of an ancient evil, that's already bad enough. Throw in a murder and a massacre, and it's only proven itself. Native Iroquois claimed that the cave was the home of the embodiment of evil itself, a demonic snake entity called the Evil One. Straightforward name. Anyone who entered the cave would either never return or go mad from what they witnessed. French explorers neglected the warnings and entered the cave, and later mutinied and killed their leader. Then, in 1763, Seneca warriors used the site to ambush a wagon train, and the British soldiers who came to help. Now known as the Devil's Hole Massacre, the battle left 81 British soldiers dead. I'm sure there are people who would love to go on tours of all of these caves, but I am not one of those people. They are super creepy. But let's get through our honorable mentions so we can name our creepiest cave mystery. Patu Caves, Kompak, Malaysia. This was once the house of demons, slain by Hindu deity Murugan.
The Dark Cave is home to stunning rock formations and a number of animal species that are unique to the area. In the interest of conservation, entry to this relatively untouched cave complex is restricted.
Ries Tunnels, Poland. Rumor has it something lives in these Nazi-dug caves. Satan's Cave, Minneapolis, USA. Urban explorers claim the King of Hell has a door in Minnesota. Austrian ice caves, Hallstatt, Austria. A creature was allegedly caught on film climbing the walls. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, USA.
Mammoth Cave is at once dark, terrifying, and mysterious. What's beyond that black opening?
People usually stop using caves once they've run out of material or become unstable. When a cave is abandoned for no reason, there might be cause for concern. Mammoth Cave is aptly named as it is vast. Native Americans mined the cave for materials and even used it to bury their dead.
It was a place of interment, for remains of their dead have been found. And their simple reed torches have been found as far as 2 miles inside the cave.
This went on for thousands of years until one day they just up and left. To this day, no one knows why. What could have possibly forced a whole group of people to abandon such an expansive resource as well as their native burial ground? It's possible the answer lies further within the cave. That is, if we want to find it. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.